Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Once again, Miss I Guess. I'm not going to attempt to spell it today. But welcome back to my channel. This is episode number 6. We are doing it. Hey, wait. I come to you today to talk to you about relationships. And I'm no relationship expert, but I am in one. And therefore, that's what makes me an expert, right? Anyways, so I get off work at like 3:30, but I sit around and shoot the shit with like my teacher friends for like 2 hours after school. And it's very productive actually. It was just a group of women, and we were just talking about our relationships and relationships in general, and just giving each other advice and listening to each other vent, and it was just really very cathartic and very like much needed. Like, I love girl talk. I really do. But I just wanted to talk about how we could just come together. It felt so good to just kind of come together and listen to each other's experiences. And one girl's married. I'm engaged to be married. One girl is in a relationship right now. And, it's just all different aspects of different points of relationships. And it was really, really good to just listen to one another and vent and joke. And I just feel like, the bond of womanhood was just strong. And we were just talking about, like, one thing that I took away from our little meeting was that, you have to take into account your significant other, like the whole person, like their background, their family history, and just to get a little bit of insight as to why they are the way they are, why do they say the things they say, why they do the things they do, why they feel the way they feel about certain things, because we're all different people. I'm a different person. My fiance is a totally different person, but we can come together and have common ground and understand each other if you just take into account and consideration what that person's been through. And just, I just said that love is an action word. It's you have to show acts of love. You can't just say I love you and you just don't have anything to show for it. Like, what do you do to show your love? Whether it be something simple as fixing your significant other a plate, like when you cook or they cook, or it's food somewhere, you fix that person a plate and you bring it to them. Like, it shows love, it shows admiration, and I just feel like you and your significant other aren't enemies. You are in a relationship together to love and support and help one another, and you shouldn't, fights will come, of course, like arguments. You're two different people, but you should, if you value each other and you value the relationship, you work toward, finding some type of common ground, and you work toward just understanding each other. And I just think, that's just simple food for thought in any relationship, any work relationship, any even mother-daughter relationship. Mother's Day is coming up, and, my mom, my mom is my everything. And that doesn't say we don't argue or we don't ever get into it or whatever, but I love her. And when you love someone, you do everything you can to show that and to just, be there for one another. And this is turning into a really sentimental video. But anyway, there was 2 books that I read while I was single that come to mind when I think of my current relationship, and how they've helped me. And the first book, don't know what you're gonna say about it, because my fiance thinks that this book, he just rolls his eyes, which probably every guy does. But this book right here, you see it? Steve Harvey, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. That book, it was all the hype, right, when it first came out, and even had the movies and stuff like that. But I got the book because of the hype, and I read it just for like entertainment, just to see what he was talking about and stuff. And it was cool. It had some really interesting points. And I wasn't reading it for any other reason, just to read it. I wasn't reading it to like apply to my life. But I read it a second time, and this time I actually took the time to really like read it and get what he was saying, and it was good. It gave me a lot of good tips, a lot of pointers, and I mean, I know it's like an older book, but it was actually a really good read, and I did apply some of the principles to my life and my dating life, and here I am, engaged to be married soon. So I wouldn't discredit, things that I got out of this book. Good book. I didn't read the second one though. I stopped reading some time ago, probably college. But before this book, I read another book called, because I was really into self-help books back in the day, when you're trying to find yourself and find your love and your soulmate, you try to read. Now that I have it, I guess I don't have to read it anymore. But anyway, another book was called How to Love a Black Man. And the title alone caught my eye. I found it in a bookstore somewhere. But it's by an author, Ron Elmore, Dr. Ron Elmore. Really good. It identifies like the 5 love substitutes, and I found out that I was an avoider. This was back in the day. I avoided relationships because I never really felt worthy of them or worthy of love and all that jazz. But they go into detail about, who you are first and why you haven't found love or what you're looking for. And it breaks it down, and it said, surround yourself, for me, an avoider at that time. They say you love, but you just don't think it is for you or whatever, like you deserve it, So they said, maybe put yourself around married women in great, stable relationships and see what they do, how they do it, listen to them, learn from them, heed their advice. And that's what I did. I found myself putting, as I got older, being around married women or women in relationships and just kind of, looking and watching and seeing, like, well, what are they doing that I should probably be doing so I can get myself a man, you know what I'm saying? And I did. So shouts out to Steve Harvey and Dr. Ron Elmore. Thank you. And, that's it, really. I just want, and a book came today from our aunt, Charles's aunt, my aunt to be, sent us this one. This is an oldie but goodie. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Heard all about it. Heard lots about it. Never read it before. It's the classic guide to understanding the opposite sex. And, why not? Just because I'm in a relationship and I'm engaged and I'm about to get married doesn't mean you stop learning and, about ways to, build a great relationship and be in a healthy relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably encouraged. So, I haven't read a book. I'm not going to say I haven't read a good book. I haven't read a book in quite some time. I used to read a lot. And I used to like self-help books and all that stuff. But I just kind of got away from it. The internet came about. You can read these on the internet. You can just download them off of all these different sites and ways to get these books. So there's different ways you can read these books, but nonetheless read them, I guess, right? Is the moral of the story. So I'm going to get into it. Summer's coming up. School's about to be over. Yeah. Anyways, thanks you guys for listening to my sentimental talk here. I feel like I could write a relationship book. Steve Harvey did it. Why can't I do it? Stay tuned for that. Anyway, thanks guys.